guys, this is Rosa Kelly. Welcome back to the 12 days of Christmas. Today I have for you a quick and easy folio tutorial, and I am using for this the paper collection by Stamperia, the Pink Christmas, which is so beautiful. And I use almost one whole paper pack, but tomorrow we're going to be making a box to go along with this, so you might want to pick up two if you are going to use the same collection as I am. And you can find all of that at ASE Supplies, and I do have a coupon code for you, so I'm going to leave that on the description box below. But before I walk you through this folio, let me remind you that this series is also a giveaway, so make sure that you are leaving a comment under each one of the videos. Make sure that you hit the like button and that you are subscribed to this channel and all the ladies on the lineup as well. So now this folio measures 6 inches by 8.5, and it is made only out of heavyweight cardstock, so it was quick and easy to put together. I decided to add a shaker on the front, and I do show you how to make that as well. These beautiful flowers here are also from ASE Craft Supplies, and I do go over the codes on the tutorial. And then this beautiful lace here is from Blue Fern Studios. You can also find it at the store. And then here's how the back looks like. And I just love how these turned out. I love these little girls ice skating here on the park on the snow. And I just love that. So now when we open this up, over here on the center here, I added this image from the collection, and this is actually just added with magnets, so it can be a beautiful centerpiece there. And then these two open up like that. I haven't finished covering everything up, but I think the areas that you can see, I'm just gonna cover up with pink cardstock. So these two sections open up as well. You have large areas for pictures, and then I love these paper collections, so pretty. And then here on the inside of the folio, I created this waterfall. Now this little waterfall is one of those spinnable waterfalls. That way you can kind of decide if you want your pictures to be landscape or portraits. And so yes, I love creating these dynamic waterfalls. At the bottom I have this adorable little kitty cat. She's so cute, love that. So quite a lot of room for pictures there. Now this closes down, and this one closes down first, and then we will close that in place and then secure everything with that piece. And over on this side we just have another piece from the collection. This is just so pretty, and then this opens up like that, and I wanted this to look like one whole scene right there, so I paper piece this little section here as well. But then on the inside you will add your pictures, so quite a lot of room for pictures here. I'm gonna be making a box to put this on, and tomorrow we're going to be doing that together. So that is the project for today. I hope that you guys like it, and now let's go ahead and make this together. Okay, so to make this book, I am going to start with one piece of 8.5 by 10 inches, and then I'm going to cut 2 sheets of 8.5 by 5.5, which means I'm just going to split this one on 2, and then we are going to score the first piece along the 10-inch side at 1 inch and 2 inches, and then we're also going to score at 8 and at 9 inches. So then we're going to fold along these 2 score lines. I'm going to fold this one and this one, and then we're also going to score or fold along these 2 other lines here. And then we are going to use each one of these panels, and we're going to glue them on to each one of these sides here. So I'm just going to grab my glue, and we're just going to add some glue right here. Okay, and then we are going to line this up and just glue this down like that. And then I'm going to press this down, and then I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so again I'm going to add my glue. So I'm just going to line this one here as well, and there you go. Okay, so now we have the base of this little folio, and now let's go ahead and work on the inside. So then I'm going to cut two pieces, and these are going to be 8.5 by 6 3/4. So I am just going to cut these two together, and then we are going to score at 1/2 inch and at 1 inch. Okay, and we're going to do the same for this other piece, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. And then let's go ahead and cut one more page here, and this one is going to be 5 3/4. So I'm actually gonna cut long ways like this. So this is going to be 5 3/4 by 9 1/4. Okay, so here we go. And this one I am going to score at 1/2 inch and at 3/4 inches. Okay, so we have two score lines on these pieces, and then we are going to fold along the lines. So this one has a 1/4 inch gusset, and these two have a 1/2 inch gusset here, and we are going to add these three pieces onto our folio. So let me just do this. Let me bring back my base, and let's go ahead and start with the side score lines here, the 1/2 inch gussets, and we're going to put one on each side, and make sure that you are next to the bending line without touching the bending line. So I'm just going to add my glue. Okay, so here we go, and then I am going to add this here and press down. Okay, and then I'm going to open this up, and we're going to add the other piece here on the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up, and there you go. And then we are going to press down. I'm going to open this up and press down here, and then we're going to add the other piece. We're going to open these two pieces, and we're going to add this one here along the top, and you are going to center this right in between these two pieces. So again, I'm going to add my glue on the 1/2 inch, and just add this here. Okay, right along the top, and there we go. So now we have a 1/4 inch gusset on this level, so we're gonna open that up and add a little feature in there. And then we have these two other pieces that have a 1/2 inch gusset. Okay, so I went ahead and I glued these two pieces on this side. So this is the side that opens to the right, and I'm sorry, I thought I was recording, but I guess I did not press record. But so anyway, so I added the two sections here, and then we have this one that is going to close, the one on the left, and then these two are going to close on top to secure this in place. Okay, so now let's go ahead and work on the right panel. So for that side, I'm just going to cut two more sheets, and we are going to split this in half. So we are just going to cut at 5.5, and then we are going to score at 1/2 inch along the 5.5 inch side. So this is going to be a very simple layout here. So here we go. I'm gonna do 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch, and same thing for this one, and one more piece here. And then we are going to fold along the score lines. Okay, so here we go. 1 and 2, and then we are going to put 2 together. So I'm just going to add some glue here. Okay, oops, here we go. And I'm going to line these 2 together with the hinge on the same side. Okay, so here we go. Just line those 2, and then we're going to press down. And there you go. And then we are going to do the same with these other 2. So now let's bring back our little folio, and we're going to add these 2. So remember, each one has 2 panels, and I'm just going to do 1 on each side again. So again, we're going to stay away from that bending line. So let's go ahead and add this piece. Okay, so right here, and then let's just press down. Okay, then I'm going to open this up and press down again, and then I'm going to do this other side. Okay, so again, some glue, and then we're going to add these here. There you go. So now we are done with this side. So to close these, we are going to close 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then this is going to close here. So the last section that we're going to work on, it is the bottom here. So we're going to open all of these up and open that up, and then we're going to work here. So I'm going to cut a piece of 4.5 by 8 inches, and then I'm going to use this as a base, and we're going to need 4 pieces of 6.5 by 4. So I think this measures 6.5, so I am going to cut these at 4, and I am going to need 4 pieces of that. So let me go ahead and cut 2 more. So here will be 6.5 by 4. Okay, so 1 and 2, and we're just going to score at 1/2 inch on these 4 pieces here. So along the 6.5 inch side, we are going to score 1/2 inch, and I'm going to do the same for these 4 pieces. So now we're going to fold along the score lines, and we are going to build our waterfall on our base that we created. So I am just going to start adding my pieces here. So we're going to add some glue and line this up here on the top and center, and then I'm just going to press down, and then we're going to open that up and add the next piece to the waterfall. So again, some glue, and we are just going to add this one next to that 1/2 inch score line that we did. And I always like to close these and make sure that they are lined up. And then we're going to open that up and add the next one. Okay, so here we go. And then I'm going to press down and open that up and add the last piece. Okay, so some glue, and just add this up. And then I'm going to close it and make sure these are all lined up. Okay, so here we go. And then before I add that into my book, I am actually going to cut a piece of my cardstock. I'm going to cut these at 5 3/4, okay, by 8 1/4. Okay, and so before I add this piece, I want to make sure this is going to fit here. Okay, so that's where that's gonna go. And before we glue these, I am going to basically place these here on the center, and I am going to open this up all the way. And for this step, we're going to need a little brad. So let me bring out my brads, and this is what is going to make your little piece waterfall spin around. Okay, so again, I'm not going to glue this, but I'm going to hold it right in place where I want this to be. And now I'm going to add a hole here. Now I think I'm just going to do it more towards the center. Okay, so right there I'm going to add my brad, and then we're going to cover this up with paper too. So I'm just going to close this on the back now. Okay, so we're going to close all of that, and I'm going to secure that using some tape. Okay, so let me add a little piece right here. Okay, so this way your waterfall piece is going to be able to spin around. That way you can add any orientation picture that you want on this. But you do want these to find a landing place, so I am going to add a magnet. So I'm going to use some magnets to keep that from spinning, and so I'm going to add one right here, and I'm using 10 by 2 millimeter magnets. And I don't know if you noticed, but I am now adding my crafty supplies on the description box below, so you guys have quick access to the items that I use. So check on the description box for this type of magnets. And these are the ones that I use quite a lot. So I'm just gonna put one here, and then I'm actually gonna put one on the top to keep my waterfall closed as well, because these magnets are strong enough to kind of hold everything in place. Okay, and then I am going to add one on the back there as well. So you're gonna need 3 magnets. And this pack of magnets are actually like, I think they're $10, and you get 100 or 80 magnets, so it's a really good price. And those are the ones I use all the time. Now they are a little bit bulky, I do have to say that, because they're 2 millimeters, so they're not absolutely flat. Okay, so just so you know. But okay, so now we're going to glue this here now on the center. Okay, so I'm going to remove the tape, and I'm going to add my glue all around. Okay, let me see. Here we go. So just some glue here. And I'm going to, wait, I want to make sure my flowers, okay, good. I want to make sure they're not upside down, but they're fine. And there you go. So now I'm just gonna glue this whole thing down. Okay, and then we can go ahead and spin this around and just kind of play with that. And then I made this 4 by 6, so we can use, well, you can use a full-size picture in there, but then also this collection has this beautiful journaling cards. And let me see here, where is it? Okay, so it's over here somewhere. Oh, this one's here. So I'm gonna be using some of these. Oh, these are just gorgeous. Okay, so we got one out. Okay, so we're just gonna add this here, and there you go. So then I'm just gonna press on the sides, and you don't want to press really close to the magnet because you don't want your paper to get wrinkled with that. So just kind of let that find its own place, And there you go. So that is the image, and again, this is going to be your waterfall feature. I'm gonna leave those empty just for pictures, but we are gonna cover this one up. So I am going to use this cute little kitty for this area. Okay, so here we go. So again, you wanna press on the sides and not so much where we have those little pieces. Okay, the magnet and the brad, because those are quite bulky. So if you press too hard in here, you're gonna wrinkle your paper. So we're just gonna make sure the sides are glued really good. And there you go. So now we have our waterfall spinning piece here, and then it will go back in place. And now this is going to close. You're going to decorate that with your paper. This will close, and then this will close here. And now for these two, we also need to add some magnets. So for those, I'm going to simply use the 10 by 1. So these are 10 by 1 or 10 by 1.5 magnets. Again, they're linked below. And so I'm just going to add 1 set on each side. So I'm going to secure that with my tape. So we're gonna put one here and add some tape. And then we're gonna add the other one and put the tape with the sticky side up. And then we're gonna close this piece. When you close these, make sure that your 2 gussets are standing up perpendicular to the table. And then you're gonna press down. And then we're going to do the same here. So then we're also going to do magnets on this right side. So for this one, I'm going to do 2 magnets. So we're gonna do one here and one here. Now we're just gonna close this one flat. And so that is that side. And then of course, we are going to need magnets for the front as well. So here are my magnets, and now I'm just going to close these. And again, we're gonna hold the 2 sides perpendicular, the 2 gussets, and then we're just gonna press down. Okay, and make sure that your tape is down, and then I'm just going to press here, and there you go. So now I'm going to use this piece that we have left over, and I'm going to cut this at 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, and then I'm going to glue this one on the back. So this will go right here. Okay, so here we go. We have that piece ready, and now we're gonna do the front. So for the front, I'm going to use this piece here. So first we're gonna cut this at 8 1/4, and then we are going to cut this at 5 1/4. So I'm going to try to make this center, so I'm gonna go a little bit over. Okay, and then I'm going to go back and cut 5 1/4. That way this is center, so I have to do a little bit more this way. Okay, and this piece is going to go right on the front cover, and then I'm going to cut a second piece at 5 1/4, and this will go on the inside. So let's go ahead and glue these 2. So this one will go right there. I'm going to peel this tape off, and we're going to glue this down. Okay, so here we go, and now we're going to add this one on the front. Oops. And I'm just going to add my glue, and then you can leave this like that. This image is gorgeous, but I want to add a second layer. So I'm actually going to cut out this circle piece, and I'm just gonna take this out. Okay. and just cut this piece. So I just thought it would be a cute idea to make this into a shaker. So I just pulled out some sequins and a little recycle package that I can use for my shaker. And then also I do have some foam, okay, what is this called? Foam sheets, and I got this at Joann's a long time ago. But I think I can use these to make my shaker. So I'm just gonna cut small little sections, and to make this round we're gonna have to cut this into even smaller pieces. Now if you have foam tape, that's probably even better than doing all this, but this is what I have. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna cut a bunch of little pieces. So then I'm going to add my glue all over the sides here, and I'm just going to add my foam pieces, and you want to make sure to put them really close together so your sequins doesn't come out of your shaker. So here it is with all of the foam pieces. It looks kind of messy, but we're going to cover that up. And now I'm going to cut my acetates into the same shape of the circle. I should have done this before adding the foam, but it's okay. I'm just going to hold them together and use that as a template. Okay, so now I'm just going to use my sequins and add it inside, inside here, and maybe I'll use half of this little bag. Okay, so this is going to look like a little snow glove, and I think it's so cute. I wonder if that's enough, maybe a little more. I want a lot of shaking pieces. Whoops. Okay, I just want to make sure I don't cover the girls when this is all down, which is fine, but there you go. So now I'm just going to spread that on the center, and we're going to add the acetate piece. So I'm just going to add my glue all over these foam pieces. Okay, and this glue will dry clear, but we will cover that anyway. So I'm just going to make sure there's enough glue, and make sure this is nice and flat. And then we're gonna add the acetate piece, and I'm just going to wait for this to dry. So here is my shaker, and then I'm going to cover up the white using some trim. So I'm just going to add some glue here so I can go all the way around, and I'm just gonna start on the bottom, and I think this one covers most of that white stuff, so I think that should be fine. So I'm just gonna go all the way around. Okay, so here it is, and then I'm also going to add the trim on the sides. So here is this piece, and I'm just gonna wait for this to dry, and in the meantime let's go ahead and add the paper on the inside. So I want this piece to kind of fit in here, so I'm going to take advantage of these magnets that we have here on the back, and I'm also going to add a couple more. Okay, so I'm gonna add those 2 magnets there, and then I'm going to add 4 magnets here. Oops, where they are. I think there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'm just going to add these here. I'm going to make sure this is on the center. Okay, so right there. And then I'm just going to press down so the magnets get attached. And then we're going to take these out. And I am going to trim out the tape here and a little bit. There you go. So now I have the magnets added, and now I'm just going to back this up on a piece of cardstock. Okay, so then here we go. We have our magnetized piece here on the center, and I just think it looks really cute. And now we're gonna close this up, and we can now finish up our cover. I'm going to add that right here. So okay, so we have our shaker, and now my favorite part, which is adding some flowers. So all of these flowers you can also find on ASC Craft Supplies. I did do a whole video, so you can check that and see more in detail. So this is $29.70, and I'm only going to use a couple of each because I'm going to save some of these for the box that we're gonna make tomorrow. So we're gonna create a beautiful box to hold these folio. So I think I'm gonna do just maybe even just one side. Let's see, and then I love these ones here. So now this one's for $29.44, and I think this one just looks so Christmassy. So I'm thinking of doing something like that. Like these. Oh, how cute. Okay, and then I think I'm going to do one more pink up. So then I'm just going to add some lace here on this side. I think it looks so beautiful. So I'm just gonna cut that right there. And this is a Blue Fern Studios lace. So this is the code 32053, also from ASC Supplies. So you can find that one there. And I'm just gonna add my fabric glue. Okay, so we're just gonna put that right here, and there you go. So I hope that you guys enjoy this project for today. Again, tomorrow we're going to be making a cute little box, gift box for these folios. So make sure to come back tomorrow, and don't forget to leave your comments and leave a like to be part of the giveaway. Also make sure to visit the other ladies on the lineup as well. And so yeah, I want to thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.